that I wrote for years ago, and I never did anything with it because I was at this early stage of songwriting, and I had just come out of the 60s, and I'd been hanging around with some writers who were writing this wonderful, great, dark, angry, menacing sounding music, which I thought was going to be what I should be doing. And I wrote this very upbeat little song, and for years I ignored it because I kept saying, that ain't me. And then I found out that it was. I'm gonna toe that line, gonna pay my due. I'm gonna bide my time, I got nothing to lose. One of these days I'll open every door I come to. Yeah, and I'll get right up and sing it to the morning sun. I got a road to hoe, I slow down. The girl I know wears a daisy crown. And one of these days I'll darken every night I walk through. Oh, I'll get right up and sing it to the morning sun. Come the morning sun, morning sun, all my worries will be gone. I got a place in town near the city park. Friends come around and my dog don't bark. And one of these days I'll roll every stone I come to. Oh, I'll get right up, sing it to the morning sun. Come the morning sun, oh, morning sun, all my worries will be gone. I'm gonna shine my shoes, I might comb my hair, I'm gonna press my suit, I'm gonna sniff that air. And one of these days I'll topple every wall I come to. Yeah, and I'll get right up and sing it to the morning sun. I'm gonna cross that bridge, I'm gonna break that spell, I'm gonna scratch that itch, I'm gonna laugh like hell. And one of these days I'll brighten every night I walk through. Yeah, and I'll get right up and sing it to the morning sun. Come the morning sun, oh, oh, morning sun, all my worries will be gone, gone, gone. Down by doo 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 doo.
Love it, Jack.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it was a happy day when I found out that that dark, angry person wasn't me. I didn't have to be like all my fellow songwriters that I was growing up around. I'm going to play a song or two tonight from an album that should have been out by now, but for the pandemic. I've been working here using my video studio as a recording studio to do some preliminary work, and I think I've got this one down pretty good. It's the kind of song that can only be written by some guy trying to crawl semi-gracefully into his late 70s. The title of the album, by the way, will be A Tickle in My Soul, which is one of the lines from this song. I'm an old man with a pack on my back, pledging my love to the railroad track in the dusty back road, heavens above and the rivers in the valley below. Got a nickel in my jeans and a tickle in my soul. Don't bother thinking, so I'll never grow old, never grow old, and I won't give a damn if you take my nickel and you never know who I am. I got miles to go across the plains, over big mountains in the sun and the rain. I'll take my chances in the great somewhere. If love comes calling, it'll find me there. I never had a job, but I worked all day, made a fair living, kept the wolves away, and burned a candle down. Woke every morning to the light of a brand new town. Swallowtail lands in a nest by the bay, near tall buildings where the marsh once lay, and the moorhen cried. Fiddlers scurried at the rush of the rising tide. I got miles to go across the plains, over big mountains in the sun and the rain. I take my chances in the great somewhere. If love comes calling, it'll find me there. Where the road ends, where time begins, one star to guide me. Where the soul flies through endless sunrise, that's where you'll find me. Blessed be the child that sleeps on the ground, walks through the forest and knows every sound that speaks to the sky, holds every critter in the light of her sunlit eyes. I got miles to go across the plains, over big mountains in the sun and the rain. I'll take my chances in the great somewhere. If love comes calling, it'll find me there. Where the road ends, where time begins, one star to guide me. Where the soul flies through endless sunrise, that's where you'll find me. There's a new song for you.
Yeah. Lovely. Beautiful.
Thank you. That's kind of the title song from the new CD. I'm going to go play an old one now. Some folks are used to hearing me start my concerts with this song. It's closest to the only love song I've ever written. Not a traditional love song. It's a ragtime love song. You can be in love in ragtime, can't you? I'm one for you, honey. I'm through with the show, but I ain't going nowhere if you can't go. I'm betting my life, my sanity too. The whole ball of wax and the whole 9 yards on me and you. I'll risk the farm, I'll take a chance, 'cause we raise the stakes from a one-night stand to a true romance. You're the one, you're the one, and you hung the moon, stars and sun, you're the one. And you're the light of the whole wide, wide, wide world, you're the one. Can't no hurricane blow this house down. Not even an earthquake 7.9 will turn my head around. There's a blizzard outside and the winds are strong, but I'm rock steady on my feet where I belong. Send a twister my way, let the lightning strike, but it won't tear apart this house of love, let it howl all night. You're the one, you're the one. You hung the moon, stars and sun, you're the one. And you're the light of the whole wide, wide, wide world, you're the one. Now the Great Salt Lake, the Gulf of Mexico, the Big Okeechobee, the Atlantic, Pacific, and the Shenandoah. You know the water is wide, it's cold and it's deep, and it all rolls together in a big blue ball at my baby's feet. Well, I'll catch the rain falling from the sky, and I'll bring it in a bucket to you, baby, when your well runs dry. 'Cause you're the one, you're the one, you're the one. You hung the moon, stars and sun, you're the one. You're the light of the whole wide, wide, wide world, you're the one. You're the light of the whole wide, 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 wide world, you're the one. Now, baby, you're the one. Baby, you're the one. Thank you.
Over here in a supermarket, they're selling Christmas cards which says "To the one I love" with a sticker on it. It says 3 for £5.
That's all it takes, huh?
Yeah.
Love that picking, Jack.
Excuse me?
I said I love that picking.
Oh, thank you. I really wrote that because I wanted to have something that reminded me of the days when I used to play Dixieland trumpet way back in the late 50s and early 60s. And I love the joyful noise of Dixieland. I love modern jazz too. We eventually tried our hand at that, but Dixieland was where I found my most pleasure. And so that song just kind of took care of that for me. I'm going to play here a love song for the South. Now let me look at the screen. Excuse me a minute. Yes, Betty Phelps is sitting there. Betty, I've got a song for you. Don't you dare leave the room. Come back here. have to tell you something, rest my voice after that last one. I'm a military kid. Most of you know I was an Army brat. And what I learned years later is that when you've been a lot of places and done a lot of things that most of your contemporaries back home in northern South Carolina haven't been and haven't done, you can be kind of a jerk about it. And I'm afraid that we military kids, because we got to do things they never got to do, we kind of lorded it over them. You know, it's like, yes, I've been to Panama, I've been to Japan. You poor saps, you've only been up to Lancaster, South Carolina. You don't know what it's like. And I can't believe what a arrogant little jerk I had become there after all those years. I even came to my father's mother, who was making me a big old Lady Baltimore cake in the kitchen. And this was when I was in early college. And I said, Mama Belva, have you ever seen Mount Fujiyama? And she said, no, child, I ain't never been no further south than Camden. That was 30 miles away, where they used to go for supplies. She was born in 1885, so what could she possibly know? And then I thought, well, you've never seen the Everglades National Park or the Olympic National Park or the statue. She said, no, child, I ain't never been no further north than Monroe, North Carolina. That was 30 miles north of us. Well, who was I to be saying these things to my grandmother and acting like I knew something that this lady didn't know about? And so years later, 1988, my first voluntary psychotherapy session, the doctor told me, he said, whenever you're getting like this, Jack, you need you need to remember someone who gave you unconditional love. So then my mother and my father's mother, dear old Mama Belva, popped into mind, and I realized that who was I looking to for solace in my later years and for understanding and wisdom than this person who had never been beyond a 60-mile line through South Carolina. And it took me a while to grow up and learn to love not only the people, but the place that I came from, which was northern South Carolina. And I wrote this song thinking about that. And Betty Phelps really likes this song, even though she is in Florida, and you're welcome to this song to use for Florida if you like. But it's a love song for the South. This is my body, red southern clay. The river's my blood and my soul's highway. I bow to the weather, misfortune and time, and rejoice in the tangles of wild muscadine. The lakes are my eyes, awake in the fields. My wrinkles are tracks of old wagon wheels, watching the speed of a pelican sky, clouds and eternity sailing on high. This thing again. I've forgotten where I was because I was trying to remember this guitar part, and I just really want to start this song over. If anybody can tell me the next words. Betty, you see why I don't play it very often? This is my body, red southern clay. The river's my blood and my soul's highway. I bow to the weather, misfortune and time, and rejoice in the tangles of wild muscadine. The lakes are my eyes, awake in the fields. My wrinkles are tracks of old wagon wheels, watching the speed of a pelican sky, clouds and eternity sailing on high.
You know, that's the microphone.
I can't remember the second verse to your song. If somebody will kindly look inside their Eternity in Maine album and pull out the song lyrics and tell me what in the heck the next line is. If nobody has that, I will have to move on.
Hang on, Jack. I think I got it here.
Okay.
There's a flurry of activity.
Cedar Springs, Sleepy and Measures. Oh, sorry.
Wrong song.
Wrong song. Hang on now.
The right state. Wrong song.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Pines and the oak trees.
Pines in the oak trees, these are my hands. My feet are the roots where my heritage stands. I call for the seasons and I sing for the storm, praising the sunshine, keeping me warm. My dreams are the echoes of grandfather's days. Our voices resound like Sea Island waves. And careless as summer, I welcome the rain and flow to the ocean through satisfied veins. Tales of our children, the scuppernong sings, and the love of our mothers and swallowtail wings, the pain of our fathers lies in the hills, torn from the land to never be still. Oh, this is my body, red southern clay. The river's my blood and my soul's highway. This is my body, red southern clay. The river's my blood and my soul's highway.
You made it.
Thank you.
Jack?
Was that Stephen? Stephen, did you?
Hey, Jack,
Yes.
that generally happens to folks around age 77 or so.
Is that so? Well, okay then.
You are, Jack.
Somebody just said it's a senior moment, but to quote Gina Forsyth, I've been having those all my life. So thank you for was that Stephen that gave me the words there?
No, it's John here from Victoria.
Oh,
Jack.
Jean. Thank you, Jean.
Yeah, you're welcome. Love that song.
I'm glad you do.
We do too. That's also known as a power surge. There's just so much going on that the power surges.
Is that what it is?
Remember. Yeah.
I got to remember that excuse.
Our friend Jean Bedard there is from Victoria, BC, and he makes at least part of his living, if not all of it, as a busker. Probably not this time of year, but I'm honored to say that John plays several of my songs, and that just excites me. Not that many people play my songs. You're in good company, though. Tom Jones did one, except he did a much worse job of it than you ever did of mine.
Yeah, people enjoy them, Jack.
I'm glad to know that. There's a big old frog up above my feet. He's looking for something small to eat. I never paid him no mind to win. He ate me whole and I'm gone again. I never paid no mind to win. He ate me whole and I'm gone again. Gone again, but things been going bad to worse. For the center of my universe, I don't care if the truth be said. I'm just living alone inside my head. I don't care if the truth be said. I'm living alone here inside my head. I'm the water bug, well I'm a shallow man. And the water bug don't want to know about trouble in the water down below. You've got a life I never knew. I never looked inside of you. I confess that all these years, I never like to see your tears. Baby, I confess all these years, never like to see no tears, no tears. Well, it's a big old world now I see. The daffodil and the bumblebee. I wonder who could have made this bone, who made this bone, and the DNA and the pheromone. I wonder who could have made this bone, the DNA and the pheromone. I'm the water bug, well I'm a shallow man. And the water bug, you don't want to know about trouble in the water down below. Oh yeah. I got a line and I got a pole. One's a lie and it burns my soul. The pole is hooked inside my brain. In a shallow pool I shall remain. That pole is hooked inside my brain. In a shallow pool I shall remain. I'm the water bug, well I'm a shallow man. I'm skimming along all over this land. I'm the water bug, oh I'm a shallow man. And the water bug, you don't want to know about trouble in the water down below. Oh. Let's see, Judy is here with a present. A nice new clean guitar.
Wow.
This is a whole lot easier than tuning.
Think you can play that one?
Well, I do. It's kind of I hear my other guitar sitting in the corner over there whimpering. I never fool around with fancy tunings myself. But Brian Bowers borrowed my guitar on the stage of the Philadelphia Folk Festival. And well, I shouldn't tell you about that because I almost killed him. Brian was supposed to play the auto harp, and I was up next, and I had my guitar all tuned and ready to go. Brian reached over and he says, I got a better idea. Can I borrow your guitar, Jack? Of course, I let him use the guitar, and he tuned it down lower than it had ever been. The strings feel like rubber bands, it's just so loose. And when he gave it back, I spent most of the next half hour before my turn imagining how to kill him in front of 3,000 people. But instead, I fooled around with this tuning he gave me, and I ended up writing this song, or at least starting it there on the stage. So I saw him years later at the Fox Valley Festival in Illinois. And I told him, I said, Brian, why don't you come and hear my main stage show? I want you to hear the song that saved your miserable life. Runaway slave with a chain in his hand, eating blackberries, running through a cottonwood stand. No dogger man will ever jump his trail. He'll double back through the creek and run along the rail. His bones are broken and his heart's in pain. He left a good woman, couldn't bust the chain. He slipped by Memphis, crossed the pike, singing, God help me make it to the river tonight. Well, he watched the stars, he saw the sign, he said, goodbye, cracker, this moment is mine. This moment is mine. She hopped a freight out of Santa Fe. She caught a side door Pullman with a bale of hay. She could hear the wind, she could see the sky. Then she thought about her kids and she started to cry. Another home is broken and her heart's in pain. The eastbound rattler rolls across the plain. She left a man in a cocaine dream. She took her kids to her mama's and she got away clean. Oh, she watched the stars, saw a sign. She said, goodbye, cracker, this moment is mine. This moment is mine. I'm just a critter like a bee and a bird, puzzled by thinking and the spoken word. Rather be a razorback feeding in an Arkansas wood, rooting through the gully cause it feels so good. Wish there was a red tail circling soybean fields, looking for something I can only feel. I'm just a critter like the wild blue jay, singing, God help me make it to the river one day. Well, I watched the stars, I saw the sign, I said, Lord in heaven, this moment is mine. This moment is mine. This moment is mine. This moment, Lord, help me make it to the river one day. This moment is mine. Lord, help me make it to the river one day. This moment is mine.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, sir. Thank you, Brian Bowers. Man, I'm glad I didn't kill him.
So
He'd have been a hard one to kill, though. He's about a foot taller than me. Well, you folks know, most of you know I'm from South Carolina. I'm here to tell you that it's a very interesting state. You know, you got a state tree and a state bird and a state motto. South Carolina has a state dance. It's called the shag. The shag, the word shag has been used for a lot of different purposes over the years. One thing, it's a seabird. And I'll talk about the other meanings. But the shag is this distinctly male-oriented dance. Because where I come from in South Carolina, well, how do I express it? My Aunt Lillian, who would never use a curse word in her life, ever. She, as close as she ever came was whenever I would go out on Saturday night to go down to the Legion Hut to dance, and we put on little records and played 45s, she would say, now, Jackie, don't you show your ass. That was the expression. And when you dance the shag, the idea is to not show your ass. The idea is just to be cool. Kind of let your lids go down about Buddha level, and you dance. And I think the guy is unaware. I think the only reason he has a woman out there dancing with him is to give him an excuse to get out and show everybody his cool moves with his feet. So, being from South Carolina, I thought I should write a shag song. You guys all know songs that they shag too, you know, like He Don't Love You, like songs like that. We all called it beach music, in the opposite of the world of the Beach Boys. So I wrote this song here, and I wrote it in all seriousness, even though it has that kind of a goofy doo-woppedness that beach music has. And I'm very happy with the song, but I also like it because it's the only time I've ever written a song that has 4 chords that repeat themselves endlessly. And I was surprised at how much you can do with 4 repeated chords. Now, if we could get rid of the latency problem in Zoom, my friend Wayne Manning, who was on the screen there, could be the guy going, boop, 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 boop. You know, unfortunately, if he did it now, it would be all out of time because of the Zoom. But doo-wop is not really a true thing unless there's the bass singer there. So you're going to have to use your own inner doo-wopper to supply. You know, you guys can just stay muted and you can sing all the bass parts and all the high harmonies. And it's a song that based on a line that I read in a book called Portrait of the Artist as a Young Man. Or Young Dog. I can't remember which one it is. I know it's coming. Seems like you got something to say. I hear the thunder, and I guess it's gonna rain all day. And weren't we laughing, watching funny people in the street, and making up their life stories and giving them names, laughing at the shoes upon their feet. Suddenly the tide washes over me, washes over me. Wasn't it silly? Dancing through the crowds along the shore and singing at the top of our lungs stupid words of love, feeling like the waves, feeling like we never felt before. Suddenly the tide washes over me, washes over me, washes over me. The town is talking. It's bound to make some fellas start to cry. Those busy bodies hurting all their friends and telling lies. Something is moving, shifting like the sand below my shoes. And what about all the other people, those friends and relations, and breaking them the news, breaking like the waves upon my shoes, upon my brand new shoes, upon my brand new wingtip shoes. Oh, 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 oh. Well, am I the last one to know? Am I the last one to know? Were they just waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting for that salty, salty wind to blow? Suddenly the tide washes over me, washes over me, washes over me, washes over me, washes over me. Thank you, Sam Cooke, for teaching me how to sing those lines. Whoa, 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 whoa. Like I said, you can't have a doo-wop song unless there's somebody down on the bottom. And I can, even from 2,000 miles away, I can hear Wayne Manning over there in his room, and he's going, but he's an octave lower than I am. I'm just a lowly tenor. And I used to be the guy that sang the high falsetto line that floated delicately up above these chords. That used to be me. And I can't do it anymore because every time I try, everything I do sounds like the last three notes of Joe Cocker's "You Are So Beautiful." And I try sometimes and I go, I just can't get up there anymore. but I have to do it because this is the doo-wop song, and I'm sure it's written into the laws of South Carolina that there must be somebody going, woo, woo, woo. They say for every boy and girl there's just one love in this whole world.
We're having too much fun.
I'm having way too much fun. It must be illegal for people my age to have this much fun.
It's okay.
My
It's your
grandmother-
birthday.
What's that?
It's okay. It's your birthday.
I know it. Well, I do this every day. But now it's really okay because my birthday gives me permission. The rest of the time they can call me crazy. I've been a silly guy all my life. My dad once told me, he's a very serious man, he's an Army colonel, left brain. But he did tell me the strangest advice coming from someone of his nature is that the fountain of youth lies in how silly you can remain as an adult. And I believe it. It drives Judy crazy. But she puts up with it. Okay, it was in some years ago. I was playing with Mickey Newberry at Eddie's Attic in Atlanta. After the concert, I started driving toward Boston. And I had been going through a writer's block. Nothing had been coming. Nothing. And I decided that I was going to use a technique I had used before. And that was, when I got to a certain point on the highway, I promised myself I would write down everything that crossed my mind. Everything I saw, heard, smelled, felt. At that moment, I would write it down. Whether it was good, bad, or indifferent. Just naturally, I thought this song would be an academic piece of crap. But it turned out to be one of my own favorite songs. And I don't play it as often because it's a little difficult for me to get up and sing some of these notes. And but Judy has requested it before, and I haven't been able to play it. And so now I'm going to play this one for her. When I hit that point in the highway, for some reason or other, I just wrote down the time because that's what I saw. And I wrote down the date, and I saw the full moon, and I wrote that down. And then the right brain kicked in for the next 1,000 miles to Boston. And as the white lines flew by, these words came to me. And it was all just my own history passing before my eyes. I didn't think I was dying, but I suppose I could have been. But I'm just glad these words came to me. This is a song called The Man in Me. "11 after 1, the 13th of April. Full moon shining over southeast Atlanta. There's a whole lot of ghosts down here. A whole lot of ghosts down here. Off in the distance, over the road, a mad old vision of mean little people with axes to grind. Everybody's got an axe to grind. Oh, Chattahoochee, roll forever. You're not like me, I'm light as a feather. Blow away in the first strong wind. Blow away in the first strong wind. Across the Mississippi, onto the plains, I can't fight a notion that I'm going insane. It's amazing I've come this far. I wonder who's driving this car. Sun going down and my eyes turning red. St. Louis woman jumps out of my head and into the bright sunshine, leaving my ass behind. Oh, Missouri, your water's so deep. You're not like me, walking in my sleep. I might never wake up again. I might never wake up again. But holy smoke, I'm getting old and broke, but I'm doing all I can to find the man in me, to find the man in me, to find the man in me. Dodging coyotes, free-ranging cattle. I got so scared, I was lost in Seattle. There's a hole in my hotel wall, great big hole in my hotel wall. New Year's Eve, I'm out of control, laying down a rhythm for some bad rock and roll. I left a good home behind, a friend and a son of mine. Oh, Colorado, you're wild and clear. You're not like me, a prisoner of fear. I don't know what I'm doing down here. After 17 years, I couldn't understand. Watched my mama take up with a broken down man. It was her brush with insanity. At last it's all clear to me. Riding in a 53 turquoise Buick, they told me Hank Williams wouldn't pull through. It was the radio voice of fate, riding through the Garden State. Oh, Savannah, steady as you flow. You're not like me, I don't know where to go. I don't know where to go. But holy smoke, I'm getting old and broke, but I'm doing all I can to find the man in me, to find the man in me, to find the man in me. Sorry, folks.
Happy
Seven
birthday
to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jack. Happy birthday to you. Yay!
These 7 different time signatures.
Oh man, Judy blew me
Did you
away.
make a wish? You make a wish, Jack?
Was it with the candles?
I don't have to. She's right there.
Aw.
Okay. Instead of finishing that song, since Judy just blew my mind, I'm going to play you a brand new song, a very short one. The first fairly straightforward love song. Excuse me.
His camera.
The first very fairly traditional love song I've ever written. Hope I can remember it, Judy. Hadn't got that many words to it. I gotta sing the song. It wasn't really on my list. Right out here on the porch, Judy and I, in the summer, spring and the fall, we have every meal out on the porch, where we look out over the fields and we watch the birds. And it's just beautiful. I love twilight. And I wanted to write a twilight song. And as I wrote it, I realized I was writing it for Judy. Day is done. Night is falling. Redbird sings, the last one calling. Sunset glows, then fades away. Because of you, I love this time of day. Once again, shadows capture fireflies, love's bright rapture at the meadow's edge. The rabbits play. Because of you, I love this time of day. Supper's on, Mama's calling, summer's gone, the kids are stalling. Stars appear, I wish I may. Because of you, I love this time of day. Stars appear, I wish I may. Because of you, I love this time of day. Because of you, I love this time of day. That's for Judy.
Oh, beautiful.
That'll be on the new album. Sorry I couldn't finish the previous song, but she wiped me out. So now I need to do something entirely ridiculous. I thought it was going to be ridiculous, then I wrote the song and I decided this is not ridiculous at all. It'll just seem strange to some people who are used to songs being a certain way, you know, a certain form, a certain thing following. So I know there are more of you out there than just me who have problems with voices in your head. I don't mean Joan of Arc type voices. I mean, you're talking to yourself all the time. You can't go to sleep because thoughts are just jumbling around and you just can't escape it. Well, I wrote a song all about those crazy thoughts that go through my mind. And it's a total off-the-wall song, and if you can hold on to it, and if I can get all these words out, then you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. A brain's a terrible thing, a mass of confusion and a whole lot of pain, a big hollow closet in the heart of a skull, full of voices all talking till you're rattled and dull, sending a worry or a demon or two, children, chickens, a train running through, regretting, fretting, turning the screw. What you gonna do now, boy? What you gonna do now? Swing high, I'm overloaded and I'm about to cry, my mind's as cluttered as the midnight sky. Swing high. Well, I'm up the creek with no relief, running through the alley like a common thief. I buy me a ticket and I take my seat up above the altar where I bare my feet, and I come to my senses, look around and shake my head and start climbing down. I get to the bottom, but it can't be found. What you gonna do now, boy? What you gonna do now? Swing high, I'm overloaded and I'm about to cry. My mind's as cluttered as the midnight sky. swing high. You can show me the numbers to economize, but I'd rather lose it all and apologize. Tell me your names again. Damn, I forgot them. I'm a bucket full of noise with a hole in the bottom and 1, 2, 3. I've lost my way. A mockingbird with too much to say when the men in white coats come to take me away. What you gonna do now, boy? What you gonna do now? Swing high, swing high. I'm overloaded and about to cry. My mind's as cluttered as the midnight sky. Swing high. Like a penny arcade on a Saturday night, pinballs bouncing from light to light. Thinking never got me from here to there. Down through the cellar, up a crowded stair, and caught back. I'm ceiling for a better view, looking for God, but I found you. What you gonna do now, boy? What you gonna do now? Swing high, swing high. I'm overloaded and about to cry. My mind's as cluttered as the midnight sky. Swing high. Swing high. It's a brand new song. Man, I need a nap after that. I'll tell you what. Here's another song that was requested a lot, and I never would play it. Various reasons. And if the grammar police are out there today, I want you to lighten up on me of this song because there's written a lot of Southern vernacular in it. And there's some words that you might not recognize. I'm sure most of you know what a skink is. Skink, it's a lizard. Okay, we got that. And you folks in Florida have the best chance of knowing what a limpkin is. In the rest of the country, people don't really know what a limpkin is. A lot of people in Florida don't know what a limpkin is. It's a crane-like bird. It's in its own family in North American birds, and it has a squeal like a person in distress. Oh, oh, oh! And some people just don't like that, especially when they come all the way from New York City or Michigan to move to Florida, and then they have to put up with that racket. And the last thing you need to know about this song is I'm going to introduce a word that I'm embarrassed to tell you about. Where I grew up, we referred to this thing that we used to eat, this terrible food, this gloppy, awful stuff that hunters and men, when they go off fishing or something, they eat it because it's real easy to open the can and eat it. And we called it Vienna sausages. Now in South Carolina, they called it Vienna sausages. And I thought that all the way into my adulthood. And then one day I looked at that can and I said, what the hell? This is Vienna sausages. I was just, man.
Vienna sausages.
So a hunter in this song will be seen to devour one of these tasty little gourmet morsels. Oh God, they're awful. But this is a song that has been requested several times, and I've never played it because I thought maybe it was just a little too silly. But who cares? It's my birthday. There's a frog in the kitchen. There's a frog in the kitchen. There's a frog in the kitchen, he's laughing at the fools we be. A little frog jumped from the coffee cup. Mama screamed and she about throwed up. Now she's got all the windows and the doors nailed up. There's a frog in the kitchen, laughing at the fools we be. There's a skink in the bedroll. There's a skink in the bedroll. There's a skink in the bedroll, laughing at the fools we be. Now Kim took to panic when it got in her hair. The zipper got stuck, she couldn't go nowhere. Now she rocks in a rocker with a vacant stare. There's a skink in the bedroll, laughing at the fools we be. And there's a woodpecker pecking. There's a woodpecker pecking. And there's a woodpecker pecking. He's laughing at the fools we be. He pecked a big hole in my grandpa's porch. He lit some rags, made a gasoline torch. Now there's nothing left but the chimney and the horse and a woodpecker pecking, laughing at the fools we be. Bugs, spiders, and slugs and things torment housewives and cops and kings. The swifts in the chimney, they break all the rules. Great God Almighty, there's a gator in the pool. And there's a snake in the John boat. A snake in the John boat. There's a snake in the John boat, laughing at the fools we be. Now Gus gave a holler and he grabbed his gun. He blowed that John boat to kingdom come. Now he's waist deep in water and looking mighty dumb. There's a snake in the John boat, laughing at the fools we be. There's a limpkin in the gully, a limpkin in the gully. There's a limpkin in the gully, he's laughing at the fools we be. Now the tourists hate the racket that the limpkin makes. They dredge the channel and they drain the lakes. They get nothing left but the skeeters and snakes and limpkins in the gully, laughing at the fools we be. Bugs, spiders, slugs, and things torment housewives and cops and kings. The swifts in the chimney breaking all the rules. Great God Almighty, there's a gator in the pool. There's a buck in the thicket. A buck in the thicket. There's a buck in the thicket, laughing at the fools we be. At 4 in the morning, Bubba climbed an oak. He ate a vienna and he had a smoke. He fell asleep and now his neck is broke. And there's a buck in the thicket, laughing at the fools we be, laughing at the fools we be. Woo. Yeah. Woo-hoo. Oh, man.
Yeah.
I have to tell you, that song was born at a house concert in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, around 1994 or 95. The hostess, we were out on the yard in the lawn, beautiful lawn, on a canal, about 70 people, and I was standing there and I was playing whatever song it was, and all of a sudden, there's this blood-curdling scream, and somebody came screaming. It was the lady of the house came screaming out the door right in the middle of the song. There's a frog in the kitchen! You know the carafes you have at house concerts? Everybody's got their coffee carafes. Well, somehow or other, overnight, that little frog had survived a very hot, sweaty night inside the carafe. And when she opened it up, I got a song out of it. She got psychotherapy for 10 years. I'm going to play a song. You saw that picture earlier. I'll tell you what, Judy, would you put that picture up just one more time? I want to look at the house and the surroundings. Judy?
I'm working on it.
Oh, she's there. Okay, I couldn't see you on the screen.
Yeah, hold on 1 minute.
She's looking for the frog in the kitchen.
No, this song was written, this is basically my growing up song, growing up in the Deep South. I don't know what some of you folks did as a child. There's so many memorable things that we do when we're growing up. And song is just loaded with memories for me. And my friend Wayne Manning, there it is, there's the house. My mother's mother and father lived there, and we stayed there when my daddy was between stations in the Army. Okay, you can take it away now. I just want to see the place because I'm going to sing about being there. Because behind that little house is my grandfather's garden, big chinaberry tree, several fig bushes, and then behind that, his garden, was the old cemetery from the black church that was right down the road from right behind us, the Bright Light Baptist Church. And the cemetery was a poor people's cemetery. They didn't have many stones. They had pieces of colored glass and rocks, pieces of wood that had things scrawled on it. And it was just a magical place for kids. We would go there and we would play. We were very respectful. We'd been taught that, and we wanted to be because we love these people in this community. But all of that figures somewhere in this song. This is my growing up song. This song has been recorded on one of my albums before, but I'm gonna re-record it on the new CD, a little different version. Judy, I think you still have you're not muted. Oh, there it goes. Now the echo chamber's gone. Quiet little schoolgirl scuffing her knees, dancing with the doodle bugs under the trees, jaybirds and dragonflies, buzzing the bees. Granny drinks her tea with the spoon still in it. Kudzu vine grows a yard every minute. Fox, grape, and muscadine, 100 degrees. You're tearing at my heartstrings. I'm gonna fly away home. Mama's in the garden, a ghost right beside her, going eye to eye with a black widow spider. Mama's up in heaven now. I wish I could fly. I'm washing my soul in an old water basin. Mosquitoes on my nose, a screen needs replacing. Daddy says he's coming home by and by. You're tearing at my heartstrings, gonna fly away home. Fly, oh fly, away home. Fly, oh fly away home. While time remains, I'll shuck these chains and get on down the road. My house is on fire, fly away home. Black water runs below the cemetery. Swampy things there are all dark and scary. A little puff of cloud where the moon used to be. Chuck Will's widow's calling every night. Face like a dragon, song like a light. A nail through the heart of a China berry tree. You're tearing at my heartstrings, gonna fly away home. Fly, oh fly away home. Fly, oh fly away home. While time remains, I'll shuck these chains and get on down the road. My house is on fire, gonna fly away home. Down at the river, splashing in the water, 'neath the watchful eye of the cotton farmer's daughter. Daddy's in the Philippines, knocking on wood. Cold-loaded train, I'd catch you if I could. I'd ride upon your belly like a mad pecker would. Your whistle's out of tune, but you sound so good. You're tearing at my heartstrings, gonna fly away home. Fly, oh fly away home. Fly, oh fly away home. While time remains, I'll shuck these chains and get on down the road. My house is on fire. My house is on fire. My house is on fire. Gonna fly away home. Thank you.
Or a check? You want to write just a check?
Mm-hmm.
Excuse
me?
846.
8 what? I think we're hearing people think. That song might ring a bell to my friend Skip Metz, who I saw there earlier.
Thank
From
you.
that picture, he only lived 2 miles away from where that picture was taken. Skip is my oldest living friend. Not that you're old. I mean, what I mean to say is that I've known you longer. That's what I'm trying to say. Skip and I acted out Joel Chandler Harris's story of Brer Rabbit when we're on our way to kindergarten one morning, and we just forgot the time, and we got in real trouble with the kindergarten teacher, who was my Aunt Lillian. Boy, we caught it. We just forgot. We were busy doing Brer Fox and Brer Bear. Here's my laughing place, Brer Bear, right through them bushes there. Ain't no laughing place, Brer Rabbit. That's just a hive of angry bees. Sorry, drift back in my memory a little bit. Folks, I'll do one more song. I've had a great time with you. Thank you. I can't believe how many people turned out. This is just wonderful, wonderful
Thank
way
you,
to spend a 77th birthday. Can you believe that? Woo! I remember when I used to think, I heard Beethoven died when he was 57, and I used to think, man, he lived to a ripe old age, didn't he? Now I look around and I see a lot of my friends getting on up there. They're still doing well. I think about those who've left behind, like my mama. My mama never got past 60. She died 40 years ago. At Christmas time, hey, Mom.
Pretty. That's too bad.
Christmas time, she understood Christmas more than anybody I have ever known. I mean, yes, she understood that to save that big dollop of energy for the next day when everybody was sick and tired of the holidays. And she would say, okay, Jack's birthday, and she made it into something. But Christmas, see, my mother passed away in 1981, and I remember her last Christmas. She had cancer, and she spent almost all of her time spending her last days just sitting there on this couch. She'd watch TV or read. And I remember at Christmas time, I mean, if I'd been anything of a boy or a man, I would have gone out and gotten a Christmas tree and put it up, but I didn't do it. I was traveling around and coming back to see her and take care of her. But she didn't have a Christmas tree. And I thought, wow, this is not going to be right. But I came in one day, a few days before Christmas, and she was sitting there on the end of the couch, sitting there very quiet, but she was grinning from ear to ear. And I said, what's the deal? You know? And she said, look over there in the corner. And I looked over there, and my mother, way back in the 50s and 60s, was a plant person. Back then, you know, we now have plants in our house everywhere, but back then it wasn't a common thing. But my mother was a plant person, and she had many, many beautiful plants, and one was a succulent leaf, it looked like a palm leaf, just one big leaf, must have been 2.5 feet high. And she was looking at it, and hanging from the top of that was a little red Christmas ball. And she had arranged the presents around underneath it. And she said, I would have thought you might like my Christmas tree. She was so happy with that. Here's a woman that had 5 months left to live, was going through chemotherapy, yet she still found the joy in life. She found it in every little thing. She was smiling at that tree before I even came in the room, folks. I know that. And it was great to see her, and great to see her Christmas tree. So I play this for my mama. Early Sunday morning, stretching and I'm yawning, shaking off the night before. Somewhere in the dwelling, something mighty good is smelling. There's a racket on the kitchen floor. Papa's chopping wood, the fire's burning good, and a kettle's bubbling on the eye. There's a ham in the oven, my mama's stirring something, son. Touch it and I'll tan your hide. Oh, Mama Lou, I'm staying here with you. Cook me something sweet tonight. Swing creaking, Mama's tea kettle shrieking on a sunny Thanksgiving Day. Wipe the smile off my face, 'cause Grandpa's saying grace, but any kid would rather eat than pray. I love my collard greens, I want some black-eyed peas, I want sweet potatoes on the side. And okra gets my vote as it slides down my throat, and of course I want my chicken fried. Oh, Mama Lou, I'm staying here with you. Cook me something sweet tonight. Now the tea is double sweet, cools me when I eat. I smell biscuits rising slow in the pan. Mama's cobbler full of berries, topped with ice cream and cherries, makes a beggar out of any man. And my memories roam to that old family home where it smelled like heaven all the time. And Grandmama never changed from a fire to a range. That's music to this heart of mine. Oh, Mama Lou, I'm staying here with you. Cook me something sweet tonight. Well, play it, Jack. Okay. there's a pound cake baking. My taste buds are quaking and Mama's trickling lemon icing on top. I'd still be licking that bowl at 100 years old if Mama hadn't ever stopped. But stop, yes, she did. And us broken-hearted kids, we never let a blessed word go by. And my mama's gentle spirit didn't fly by and hear it, raising love in us in reply. Mama Lou, I'm staying here with you. Cook me something sweet tonight. Cook me something sweet tonight. Something sweet tonight. Oh yeah. Why in the world does a song about my mama have so much scat singing in it? There's a good reason, because she loved to hear me scat sing when I'd be practicing my trumpet in the back room. And here I was, 9, 10 years old, and I could improvise on the trumpet. And when I'd be sitting back there making up stuff, I'd be doing that, and then I'd quit, and I would be scat singing, and my mom would just love to listen. I was the only kid on the block that had learned a new instrument, and that his mother actually kept the door open to his room when he practiced. She gave me a ukulele that got my career started. I was 4 years old. I went to the trumpet and the piano and learned all kinds of wonderful things, all because of her support, her encouragement, and her buffer against all of my dad's dire economic warnings. Lieutenant Captain Major Colonel Williams. He might say, Jack, I love you and I'll support you in everything you do, but I just really hate to see you die alone and broke on the streets. Well, my dad was probably turning over in his grave right now to see his 77-year-old son playing guitar and making a good time and enjoying life. But my mother gave me permission to sing and play anytime, anywhere. If you feel like going, you're muted, you can do it. Feeling like Louis Prima, I can shout, sandwich out. Thanks, Mom. Thank y'all. Yeah. Merry Christmas. It's been great fun. Thank you all so much. Thank you, Judy, for being a great tech support.
Thank you, Judy.
Hey, we're staying here probably 20, 30 more minutes. Anybody wants to hang out and try not to talk over each other and visit?
Just try and get rid of us.